Hi lovelies, how are you? It's been a while. I missed you. I missed filming. So life has been really crazy. I'm not going to get into anything right now. If you follow me on Instagram, I've kind of been updating you. I kind of film my Insta stories as and when something kind of exciting happens, and sometimes when nothing exciting is happening, I'm just hanging out at home. I'm back today to share with you my journey with Lasik Eye Surgery. If you follow me, like I said, on Instagram, you know that I had Lasik Eye Surgery and it's only been 2 weeks. 2 weeks, and I think it's safe to say that I feel like a new woman. I feel like I've been feeling really great anyway recently, thank God. But since having the Lasik eye surgery, I can honestly, hand on heart, say that like my life has kind of changed. I mean, literally, visually, in the way that I see things, because my vision now is better than what it was when I had my glasses on. So I had Lasik eye surgery with Optical Express. There are 2 types of surgeries, eye surgeries, that they offer, which is LASIK and LASIK. Unbeknown to me, some of you might already know this, but apparently laser eye surgery has been around for like 30 years or something ridiculous like that. Of course, now the processes have changed. It's become a lot safer. For my initial consultation, they just basically needed to see whether I was eligible for the surgery, because there are lots of factors that play into whether or not you're a suitable candidate. There were so many tests every step of the way, even before, up until I had the surgery, they had loads of tests. So on this initial consultation, I went into their clinic in Leicester, met with this super duper lovely lady called Pretty. She was basically like, she was really pretty as well, but she was basically, sorry to be a bit cheesy, she was basically like the optician's version of Miss Honey. She was just so sweet and so lovely and so nice, and made the whole process really easy for me. My boo-boo's getting really excited because I just said Miss Honey. Basically, they just take a really good look at your eyeballs. They check things like basically the general health of your eye. That's really what they do on the first consultation. And thank God, my eyes were 100% healthy and suitable for the surgery. So many of you messaged me on Instagram when I said that I'm having the surgery done, and gave me so many words of encouragement, saying that basically you never looked back. Everything that you guys said was 100% true, by the way. I just have to say, literally all the statements from you guys where you messaged, so many of you have had the surgery done with Optical Express as well, and you said that you've never looked back, you don't regret it for a second, you can't believe you didn't have it sooner. All of these thoughts are my afterthoughts about the surgery. So I'm just going to say that straight away and just kind of put that out there and be like, yes, I feel the same way. So I was short-sighted, ever so slightly short-sighted. It was about 1.5. So I can see, but I can't see very clearly in the distance. Up close is fine, but beyond like several steps away, I can't see kind of, or I couldn't see sharp lines. I couldn't see like the sharp outline of objects or recognize people. So often people would be thinking that I'm ignoring them, when in fact I genuinely don't recognize them because I can't see them at a far distance. I booked in to have the surgery done a couple of days later. On the surgery day, I went in. This lovely guy called Tony took me in. This was in their clinic in Nottingham, and again performed very similar tests to the tests that they did in my initial consultations. They'll literally tell you as you're sitting at each machine what that machine is doing and what they're checking for. So it's just so incredible. Their service was just out of this world. I was there for a total of about 2 hours, right? You have to get driven there with someone because you're not able to kind of see 100% after the surgery. Like, your vision is a little bit blurry. Once the tests were done, I was taken up to the waiting room prior to going in for the surgery. Again, I then went into a room with the surgeon who was going to perform the LASIK eye surgery. He was Dr. Kazmi, and Dr. Kazmi was a very serious surgeon. I think he was the right person to see before going in, because he really drilled into me the idea that this was not a surgery without risks, to think about what I was doing. I mean, they don't kind of make it into this kind of rainbows and candy floss kind of affair. I'm craving candy floss. They're not trying to sell you anything. Do you know what I mean? Like, even right before you go into the surgery, they sit you down and they're like, this is a really serious surgery. I just realized I'm not wearing my rings.
Doesn't matter.
It's all good. He went through all the possible risks. He was literally drawing diagrams, which the science geek in me was totally loving. And I was firing more questions at him. He was writing down the risks. And then he was saying, he was talking about the things that can't go wrong as well. And then he was like, do you definitely want to do this? I mean, this is right before I'm going in. And I was like, yes, let's do it. And I have to say, honestly, thank you guys so much for all of you who did message me and DM me on Instagram. Because I think all of that was sort of retained by my brain as I sat there, and he was saying, all these risks. And apparently a lot of people do pull out at that point, because we were in the waiting room, and one of the guys there was like, this is his second time coming in with his wife, because the first time she was just totally spooked and didn't want to take the risks. So you do have to weigh it up, and I don't need to go through the risks with you now. They will go through it all with you step by step, depending on what your eyes are like. The nurses were just super sweet. Oh my gosh, so reassuring. And they had this maternal vibe about them, which if you're a mum, it's nice to sometimes have people around you who kind of look after you like that. As I was waiting for Dr. Kazmi to come in, the nurses kind of sat me down, took my scarf off, put this net type of thing on my head to keep my hair out of my face, put some sort of cotton pad type thing here, because they were like, when they put the drops in, they kind of drop down here. They asked whether I wanted these stress balls, and I was like, no, I'm okay. I do the self-comfort thing. I hold my own hands when I'm feeling nervous. So I sort of held onto my own hand. One eye was going to be 15 seconds and the other eye was going to be 17 seconds total on the actual sight correcting machine. It's not a very long period of time, but you're so scared because it's your eyes, So the nerves were there. So there are 3 steps to the process. Before they even begin, they put these numbing drops on your eyes. They put this also in my eyes on the consultation day, so I kind of knew what to expect, which is that it's really cool. You just don't get the inclination to blink at all. So they put these numbing drops in. These numb the eyeballs completely. They then put this instrument over your eyes, which keeps your eyes open, so your eyeballs really well exposed. And apparently it's the pressure from the instruments that go over the eyes during the process, which gives them this bloodshot appearance afterwards. And I don't know how well you guys can see. Can you see that there's still bloodshot? It's incredible how quickly the eyes heal, by the way. So step 1, instrument goes on your eyes, it's held open, and then they ask you to look up into this orange light. So you look up into this light and they say, just keep looking at it. And it's during that time that they create this flap in your eyes, or Dr. Kazmi created this flap in my eyes. That's step 1. You cannot feel a thing on this step, literally. You just breathe, meditate, do whatever you need to do that gets you in a calm state, and just look up at the orange eye and trust the people that are there, because you can't feel anything at all at this stage. Step 2 is where you're on the actual vision correcting machine. You lie there, you look up at this light again, everything goes black. And that's where you feel this pressure on your eye. It's not like you're having a lovely massage. It's not like the massage kind of pressure. But you do feel a kind of an uncomfortable pressure without any pain. You look up at this light and then you hear this clicking sound. As the clicking progresses, the pressure kind of does intensify and then it kind of weans off. And as that clicking happens, I heard the nurse counting, and afterwards I made sure to give her that feedback that counting was the best thing ever, because if that wasn't there, I think that time would have probably felt longer than the 15 seconds or the 17 seconds, because it was 15 and 17 that each eye was under that machine for. So this clicking sound comes, they count down, you feel this pressure, that's basically your eye being corrected. I'm getting kind of emotional at the thought of it now. And then they move you back, and Dr. Kazmi again is then working on the eyeball. It kind of seemed like, like when you go through a car wash and they kind of clean the front window, the windscreen, that's it. They kind of clean the windscreen in front of you. It's kind of like that, like your eyes are the windscreen. And Dr. Kazmi it seemed like he was kind of just cleaning the lens as he put it back on. So he kind of did something. I could, see him doing stuff because the vision's back by then. It blacks out only for a couple of seconds. And then he kind of, I guess, puts the lens back on. And then that's it. They kind of just say, all right, time to move on to the other eye. And then they repeat the process on the other eye. And then Dr. Kazmi left and the nurses were like, okay, whenever you feel comfortable, whenever you're ready, just sit back up again. I mean, it's not, you don't even need to be bandaged up with your eyes closed or anything like that. Because I've had eye cysts removed in the past, and that was more, I would say, more of an ordeal, right, babe? I could still see, but it was hazy. You know, like when you put a camera into focus and the lines suddenly become a little bit, I could tell that was happening. It was incredible, just so mind-blowing. And then you put your sunglasses on because you're quite light sensitive. They say to you, look, in about 20 minutes time, the anesthetic is going to wear off, you know, the numbing drops that they put in the eyes, and your eyes are going to feel really stingy as though you've been chopping onions. Oh, actually, before you leave, they sit you down, and this really sweet nurse went through very thoroughly the aftercare. It's imperative that you follow that in order to protect your eyes and to make sure that the results that you get are going to be optimal. Firstly, you can't wear any face makeup on that day. I was just like, yeah, I'm not in any rush to put face makeup on right now. And you can't put any eye makeup on for a week thereafter. You also can't get any water in your eyes for a week afterwards. The bag they give you contains some more information on the drops. And then they gave me this gauze. They were like, if I get any like eye snot in the morning, then get some boiled water, get some distilled water, dip a little bit of sort of a corner of the gauze, and then just clean gently. They do say to you, like, don't disturb your eye too much because you don't want the lens to move. Let it heal for a bit. So I got given this, which I didn't need. I also was given these fancy goggles. You have to sleep with these on for the first week. And this is basically to protect your eyes. So you don't knock them in your sleep, which is a great idea. Or, you know, don't itch them in the middle of your sleep and move the lens out of place. So you do have to wear these in the first week. And then you get these 3 eye drops. The first eye drops are antibiotic eye drops. You put them in once every 4 hours for the first week. You also get these anti-inflammatory drops, which you put in for the first 2 days every 2 hours, and then every 4 hours thereafter for the rest of the week. So again, you put those in for a week. The third eye drops, the blink eye drops, the lubricating eye drops, you use beyond the week as and when you need to. And I've definitely found that I have needed to use these. These are the blink eye drops. I will use them as often as I need to if I feel that the eyes are getting a little bit stingy, and they do. So I can't be on the computer for too long right now, or on my phone too long, which has been a nice welcome break.
It's 1 hour after procedure, and wifey is recovering. She feels like she's cut onions.
Yeah, they said that. They said that so my eyes are really, really watery. They feel quite stingy, I want to say. It's not painful, but it's really uncomfortable. It is like I've just chopped some onions, or a lot of onions. It's like I've been making biryani. Lots of onions. The proper biryani.
I guess making biryani is going to be my job for the next couple of days while she recovers.
Thank you very much. Some gourmet biryani.
And lots of tea as well.
Yes, please. I need tea right now, actually. So my eyes are, they're really watery, quite stingy, very light sensitive. I'm wearing sunglasses under here. I daren't lift this because the light's just making me flinch. And then I've kind of doubled up my scarf and put that over the top as well, just to kind of really block out the light. Because despite having my eyes closed, they're still really, really light sensitive. But I'm so excited to see already, you guys. Oh my gosh. This is because the anaesthetics wore off now. Before the anaesthetic had worn off and I was kind of still looking around with my eyes open, wearing sunglasses, I could actually, my eyes were a bit hazy, but despite the haziness, this is the first time I've ever worn sunglasses and seen a clear distance. So still a little bit hazy, but despite that, it's still clearer. My sight's clearer than it's ever been before wearing sunglasses, which is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Like, amazing. I can't wait to see what the result's going to be. Apparently tomorrow morning is going to be the wow moment. So
is it?
I can't wait, yeah. Like when you wake up.
See me in 3D, can you believe it?
Wow. I'll be able to see you across the room. I'll be waving at the right person. I always said...
You shall not be disappointed. We should get her home and give her some tea. That will fix her.
That will fix you right up.
This Habibi tea.
It wasn't like, oh, I'm in excruciating pain, but it was just really uncomfortable. There was no point trying to keep them open. They were just watering. So I just went home, went to sleep for a couple of hours. And when I woke up, the stinging had stopped. My eyes were still quite light sensitive, so all the lights in the house had been turned off and the kids were kind of using lamps, and, you know, some of the rooms were on, right? Some of the lights were on in the rooms, but mostly it was dark just for comfort. I even kept my sunglasses on in the house as well, despite the lights being off, because they were very light sensitive. That's about it. It's 2 weeks on and I can't believe that this, you know, that I've had this done and that I can see. I've been telling people I feel like Superwoman. I feel like I've got supervision. I'm just like, look, there's a spider there. Actually, at the shoot yesterday, someone was like, oh my God, you're looking straight into the light. No one else has been able to do that because I was just staring into the light. So again, I think I've got supervision now with these eyeballs. Yeah. I thought I was light sensitive, but I guess not. It's so incredibly empowering, you guys, to be able to see the world in this way, because with glasses I used to still get a little bit of distortion, you know, in your peripheral vision, and obviously you see the glasses, and glasses always used to hurt the back of my neck. Don't ask why. I would kind of just tense my neck to hold the glasses in place. I don't know what, but I never used to keep my glasses on through the day because they just felt really uncomfortable. I mean, this is even before I wore my scarf, even pre-scarf days. Anyway, different story altogether. Yeah, I don't need glasses anymore. Oh my God. More than the procedure itself, because I had done my research, I had read on people's reviews on how the whole thing went for them. What is most unexpected for me is just how incredible my vision is now. So I went for my post-surgery checkup the day after. I have another checkup coming up. That's my 1 month checkup coming up. But I also went for a checkup the day after, and they did, you know, where you sit down and you read the letters off the screen. And my vision was already better than 20/20 vision. That's the next day. I find myself being able to find my way around places better. Spatially, I understand things better. Thank you so much to Optical Express, the whole team at Optical Express. I'm going to finish this video by putting some drops, showing you my eye dropping skills. In the beginning, Hubsy had to do it. Now, no longer, I can do it myself. Sometimes I miss, but it's all good. Let's see, I'm probably going to ruin my eye makeup. Yeah. I would totally recommend this surgery to anybody who is eligible. Had I not been working with them, I honestly, hand on heart, can tell you that I definitely would have done this surgery. Optical Express do offer finance options as well, so I possibly with like 0% interest and stuff, so I might have opted for that. I don't know, but I definitely would have had it done, because I mean, not just for my day-to-day work is this incredibly useful, but just for my life, you know, in general. It's just been transformative. That's the best way that I can explain it. Like literally, Hubsy kept catching me in that first week and beyond that week, kind of just standing looking around or like staring out the window. He'd be like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I can see that bird at the top of that tree. I can see that bird clearly. And I haven't been able to do that. I'm like a newborn baby looking at the world around me, like especially into nature. I find myself looking at nature a lot closer. But if you have anything else left to ask me, then leave it in the comments. Take care, lovelies. I'll see you soon.